Welcome back to the Padilla family homestead. Today I am going to water my green stalks, and I decided I'd take you along on a little tour and show you what has been planted since I did not record myself planting. When I was planting, we had some storms coming in. Some of it I wasn't feeling great, but other times we had storms and people out in the yard, lots of things going on, to where it was going to be very difficult to record. But I really needed to get some of this stuff into the green stalks. So I'm going to take you along and show you what we have going so you can see it early on and then see where we go from here. We are actually pretty windy out here right now today. It is April 29th of 2026 when I'm recording this. You'll probably see it in about a week from now. And we just had hailstorms and all kinds of fun stuff come through. So this is my first peek at the garden really after that. But some of my containers didn't get that much actual water. And so it's time to do that. If you're new, we are in Rogers, Arkansas. We are a zone 7A or 6B, depending on where you look. I have 12 tub containers, like half wine barrels, that I'm planting in, and 7 green stalks and a small in-ground section. So I'm going to go ahead, flip the camera around as I'm watering, kind of show you what's going on and walk you through what we have planted and a little bit of the risk I took on some of the stuff. So first off, we're going to start with these tubs. This first one with the cardboard, I planted carrots. I'm late planting them, but it's better late than never. I have this cardboard down so I can keep everything moist without moving the seeds. So see how that water pools there? That would be pulling those surface sown seeds down to that section. All my carrots would be in one spot. This cardboard helps keep what's underneath this moist and allows the seeds to germinate. And then as a majority of them start to germinate, I'll take this off and allow it to see sunlight. They'll turn green and we will have happy carrots hopefully. This next one is radishes. So you can already see some of them are popping up. Some of these are other seeds, but we got some radishes popping up. I literally only planted these a few days ago. So I need to keep the soil moist where the seeds need to germinate. And then this asparagus was actually the stuff that we planted at my friend's house when we first moved out here in 2024. When we moved into this place in February of 2025, we put it in a container. I did not have it mulched. And this year, after the winter, the spring, I actually mulched this. And so it's hopefully going to help keep it moist and hydrated and then warm for the winter. So that will be better. So that's my asparagus plant. This tub here, I've been doing a lot of lemon balm. So instead of growing mint this year, I'm growing lemon balm. Until this fills out and takes over this container, I have some turnips planted around the ring. So that way I can hopefully harvest just a few turnips before everything takes over this pot. Okay, so over here we have our tomatoes. We have Berry's Crazy Cherry. Both of these are. I love these cherry tomatoes. If you've been around my channel for any amount of time, you know these are some of my favorites. In each of these tomato tubs, I have either lettuce leaf basil or Genovese basil planted with them. Gotta watch out for the neighbor's dog poo. We have a shared backyard that we share with, we're one side of one duplex, and so there's 2 duplexes, so there's 4 of us that share this backyard. And so you will see some additions we have made because of dogs. This I wanted to have cleaned up before I recorded, but I didn't get it done. It is what it is. But that stuff's going to get tossed. It's old cloth that got messed up. Okay, so this is blue creamberry, which is a cherry. And then this Mexico midget, I am probably going to replace with the one I have inside. All these tomatoes were extremely purple. You'll see some pieces of purple on them right now. They have greened up since coming outside. It's a lack of nutrients, and I knew that, but I knew I was going to be planting them out. So I might replace that with a very blue Mexico midget from inside if I still have one, but otherwise that's what we have going on. This container has Big Rainbow and Paul Robeson, and again some more basil, and then these over here have these trellises. This has the poles, and this one is probably getting poles. I have to decide whether I'm buying trellises or poles. Over here we have Moneymaker and Arkansas Traveler are the two that I'm growing over here. So this year I have 4 tubs of tomatoes. Hopefully they do well. And here I have 2 types of cucumber. I have Boston Pickling and I have the miniature white, and these are growing great. In here I have some peppers. Oh goodness, I'm not going to remember all my pepper varieties off the top of my head, and they're on the phone. I believe I have Aji Mango, Poblano. I'm going to put up on the screen which peppers I have in here. I have so many peppers growing, and so some of them did not pop up, but some of them did. So I will make sure I pop on the screen right here which ones are growing, because I'm not remembering off the top of my head, and I don't have them labeled yet. Alright, so I actually looked it up really fast. We have Aji Cachucha, Dos de Españo, the Aji Mango, and then Poblano over here. The Dos de Españo had barely popped up when I popped it out here, so I'm hoping it survives. This container has some of the white zucchini, the Palermo of Sicily or whatever zucchini in here. I planted a few radishes with some of these older onion starts. We'll see if these actually pop up. All to help, the radishes and the onions are to help keep squash bugs away. So we'll see what happens here. I have sugar daddy peas planted in here. I still have to tie up both of these. It's a little late for peas, so we'll see if I actually get anything, but I thought it was worth a try and I could plant something else there afterwards. And then these are older seeds that are the sugar magnolia sweet peas, not sweet peas, sugar magnolia, and they are going to be like purple, I believe, snap peas with like a lot of extra tendrils that you can harvest. So if we turn from here, you can see this in-ground section and all of the green stalks, and that is where we are headed, my friends. So a few things we've added are this fence, which pulls out. I hook it over this first green pole here, and it seals it up, and I put little clamps on it, and so I can keep the dogs off of here, out of the green stalks, and hopefully out of this bed over here. I did get these fences from Mardell and Hobby Lobby, and so that helps keep stuff out. There is a wide enough gap that the wild bunny that lives in the yard might be able to get in, but hopefully all the onions deter it from wanting to come in. So we'll go over what's planted here, but I wanted to show you our setup. We did add lights across, and so if I want them up, I'm probably going to switch these to solar. I just got a set of solar ones, and so those may switch to solar, so I don't have to worry about plugging them in. But I don't want too much light out here because that attracts moths and things. Okay, so let's take a tour through here. I'm going to start with the in-ground bed and then work our way out. So in here I have some white onions. They're a sweet onion, yellow onion. They're a sweet onion. And then some red onions as well. So most of this bed is planted with onions. You can kind of see where they are in growth. I do have some weeds in here I got to start pulling out, but I have some strawberries planted sporadically through here. Plus I'm going to have some more bare root strawberries coming in from Stark Bros at the end of May. So that'll be good. This is a walking onion that we got from somebody in 2024 garden season. I transplanted one of the plants out here in 2025 when we moved here, and it did not do super good last year. I think it was too shaded out, and then in winter I kind of just let it go, and it kind of looked like it was diseased, but now it looks great. So this onion is basically a green onion, and those flower heads will get bulbs on them, and they'll fall over and plant itself and just keep crawling, and this whole bed could potentially turn into walking onions. The other thing I have in here is an echinacea. I was planning on putting this echinacea in the GreenStalk, but when I got it, it was in a bigger container, and it is had slugs inside the soil, so I didn't really want to invite slugs into my GreenStalk, and so I just left it here. This is a Echinacea purpurea, so it should be the medicinal type, but it is a coneflower white swan. So I'm excited about that. And then I tried to transplant out the regular thyme and the rosemary that looked like it was dead from overwinter in the GreenStalks that I did not water, and I don't know if those are coming back or not. They look pretty crispy. I went ahead and I got a lemon verbena, and I planted that. That will get huge. I grew that in California and I loved it. Down here I also have okra plants growing, and back there I planted, oh, actually it's over here. I planted in one of these spots, I don't know, a winter squash. It's supposed to only get 2 feet long, and it's a bush butternut squash. So hopefully I'll get 5 butternuts this year. We'll see. And that'll help shade out the back of this, and hopefully keep some of the weeds out. Okay, so from there, we'll go ahead and do this regular tier GreenStalk. This one, you can see it has a very little plants here. Over here I have some seeds started because one variety did not start. On the top of this planter and the top of this planter, I have agastache planted. And so this will hopefully be very tall with beautiful flowers that I'll use for tea. And so this tier has 3 different varieties, and that tier has 3 varieties. So I think this one's Navajo Sunset, Raspberry Daiquiri, and Apricot Sprite maybe, and then there's Rose Mint, Hummingbird Mint, and I don't remember the other one. But there's 6 varieties. I'll try to pop it up on the screen between the 2 top tiers of this. Down here I have hyssop. My Arcado hyssop sprouted and did just fine. My Korean hyssop did not, and so I have 3 Korean hyssop seeds planted over here, and hopefully that comes up. None of my chamomile popped up, so I'm a little nervous about this. My seeds might be too old. I'm not sure how long chamomile seeds last, but I should have 3 Zlatilan and 3 German chamomile. I went ahead and I replanted seeds out here to see if that will help, and I'm hoping it does. Here I have some English thyme, and then I went ahead and I got a pineapple sage. I love this stuff. I wanted 2, so this one had a big part of the branch that popped off, and it had roots on the bottom of that. I went ahead and I stuck it in here. I figured that these were going to die, but I'm hoping those roots will grow and that these little things growing out of the armpit will take root and grow. They're already getting a little bit bigger, so that's good. Let's see, what else did I have planted out here? I have 2 celery, pink Chinese celery planted out here. They're super tiny. And then this pocket, I decided to experiment, and I have a small orange hat tomato growing here. These are dwarf size. They're micro. They should only get about this tall, but they grow little cherry tomatoes. So I figure I'd try that. I had a pocket. I was planning on feverfew and echinacea in this row, and that didn't happen, so I kind of spun it a different way. Down on the bottom, I have every other pocket has dill or an eggplant. So I have a hunky purple one. It starts with an M, Mayoto or something like that. Then I have another dill. I have the Rosa Bianca eggplant, another dill, and then I have Chinese string eggplant. So the dill I have planted around here, we're not actually going to eat that much dill. Most likely caterpillars are going to get it. They took over our dill last year. But also, apparently, dill helps keep flea beetles away. And when we grew eggplant in 2024 at my friend's house, we got hit really hard with flea beetles. So I'm hoping that that helps. Since we're back here and I already did the top of this planter, I might as well go over this one. This is pretty much my herb planter or basil planter. So I have the agastache on the top, and then I have all kinds of basils growing here. I love basil. There's so many different uses for basil, and so I'm planning on growing a ton of it. I have African Noonan basil, which that's one of them. I planted these two. I transplanted this out too early. So that's all that had sprouted. I went ahead and I started another seed of it as well. And then I have, this is my holy basil or tulsi. And so I'm excited about these. And then I have this blue spice basil, and again, one came up, the other one didn't, so I have that started. Down here on this next tier, I have 3 Genovese basil and 3 lettuce leaf basils. We love lettuce leaf basil on sandwiches and BLTs and things like that, so we're really looking forward to that. The next tier has lemon basil, that dark purple opal basil, and then the sweet Thai basil, because my husband likes that on a few things. So we are stoked about all the varieties of basil that we have going on. And then I have 2 pockets of lemon thyme. The only reason why I have these wet, and I think I mentioned it in the clip when I was watering, was I missed when I have seeds planted. Other than that, I don't water on the outside of the pockets because you want to encourage the roots to grow towards the water and grow deep. And so if I don't have seeds planted in here or like really, really baby starts, then I will go ahead and only water through the top reservoir, and then these will get water to their roots. So these basil plants, the way they are, that's big enough for them to get water from the roots. So I'm not worried about them being dehydrated. So we have lemon thyme. I got a Greek oregano. I have an Italian oregano, and then I have 2 rosemary plants. This center tower, I ended up running out of dirt when I was doing these towers, and so this center tower is supposed to be 7 tiers, but I only made it 5. And this is going to be my flower tier. It's going to bring in pollinators. I can come out here and do cut flowers or whatever I want with it. So this top one is going to be straw flower. Now this is kind of risky. I put these out a little early. Apparently they don't like to be below 50 degrees. And after the storm that just passed through, our nights are going to be dropping down to like 43. So peppers and these straw flowers are probably going to not like that very much. But hopefully it doesn't stunt them too much and I still get some good growth. The next row is the celosia, and I did a rainbow pack, so I didn't know what colors were going to pop, but there's all kinds of fun colors coming up. So I'm excited about that. So the whole row is celosia. And then the third row is zinnia. It's the Persian carpet, so it only gets about 2 feet tall. So hopefully it's not going to do too crazy on here, but it still gives me zinnias without them being beastly. And then the 4th tier is a snapdragon. I believe that's the Black Prince snapdragon. And then the bottom tier is a snapdragon that is an oriental lantern. So this should be super fun and hopefully beautiful, and hopefully bring in a ton of pollinators. I have it in the center. Everything has wheels, so I can move stuff around if things get too big, but I'm hoping that I will be good here. This planter over here is my pepper stock. I'm super excited about this one. I have a few peppers that I bought from the store because some of mine did not germinate, and then I'll walk you through what I have other than that. I'm using these trellis things for the GreenStalk. I will be adding one above the eggplants over here, but I'm debating if I'm going to add a third one in because I only have 2 left and I kind of need them other places. So I'll have one for over here and I have 1 more left. So I'm deciding if I want it in the middle here or if this is going to be enough. We're going to find out. But this, I'm going to try to remember all the varieties, what I have where. Otherwise, I'll just tell you my varieties. So I know I bought habanadas because these did not germinate for me. I went ahead and I put a basil in one of these pockets and a marigold in another pocket. And hopefully we get some good growth here. This one should be a nata pino, I believe. And then we should have possibly another nata pino. So this is a Pippin's Golden Honey. Again, it kind of was purple inside because of, 1, this has purple, but 2, because of the lack of nutrients. So it's already greening up. So I have a Pippin's Golden Honey, and then I should have 1 more Pippin's Golden Honey. In between on this row, I have chives planted. Again, chives are gonna do okay if the sun gets blocked a little bit from these peppers, but also they don't get super crazy big, and hopefully they're going to be good here, and hopefully a pest deterrent. On this row down here, I have a courbacci. I'm hoping that is going to last. I also have a sweet banana pepper that actually popped up, and then it's more chives. And then I have the Coronado sweet, which I grew last year. I got it from the same people, and this was a great snacking pepper. So as this gets bigger, I will just pop it up here so it goes through the trellis. Down here I have a sweet banana that I bought at a local place, and then these bottom 2 tiers have cilantro planted in between them. Okay, so we should have the sweet banana we already did, cilantro. This is a shishito that I bought because one of mine didn't pop up. More cilantro, and then that's a little baby shishito, so hopefully that comes up. I'll be super excited about that. On the bottom tier, we should have 2 Ajvarski plants and then a sweet bonnet. One of them did not come up, and I have to well, it's dying back is what it is. It was little and it's dying down there. So I'm not sure which one. I have to verify where I planted what. But that, hopefully I have 2 Ajvarski. Otherwise I have 1 Ajvarski and 1 sweet bonnet. We will see. This planter is pretty much over halfway beans. These are all dragon tongue bush beans. They got hit by that hail, and so they have some damage, but they're still growing. They're going to grow their new leaves out, and they should be fine. I think also some grasshoppers got them. So I have 3 tiers. Anywhere where one got eaten like this, I have another one planted that hopefully it will come up soon. This tier where I have these little trellis things, this is going to be Tom Thumb little micro sugar snap peas, so hopefully that works well. And then I went ahead and I put in this purple bell pepper that I got when I went to the plant. It's called Islander Bell, and it's supposed to do really well and not get as sunburnt as red and yellow bells, so hopefully that works out well for me. On the bottom I have 2 flat parsleys and 1 curled parsley. And then the peppers I have on the bottom, I have 2 sweet marugas and 1 Aji cachucha. And so the Aji cachucha is the one I'm thinking I might have put up here instead of a jalapeno. But I'm not 100% positive. I don't remember. I thought I had 3 Aji cachuchas. So I know I put 1 out in the bucket over here. So I'm not 100% positive. These 2 leaf green stalks look like alien ships. I am trying to keep the white moths, which create the cabbage looper caterpillars, off of my plants. Now, the unfortunate part is they can still land on the netting, and if the netting is touching the plant, it can still create a problem. So we will see how this works. I have 2 of the trellis things out here, popping them away. I have rebar with the PVC going up, trying to help. But this has kale. It has some, so we have kale, we have cabbages, we have, let's see here. Let's see if I can get really close. So kale, cabbage, I have Swiss chards in here. I also have collards in here. More Swiss chard. I have pockets that I have planted with lettuce, because my lettuce inside was too old, so I bought new seeds. So I just sprayed those down so they had some moisture. So there's going to hopefully be a lot of lettuce. But this is all my greens. It's growing great. This has me concerned. We will see what happens. So I need to open this up and go through and make sure I'm not seeing any caterpillars in there. This one over here has a Brussels sprouts across the top. And then I have nasturtiums in here. I have some tatsoi planted that still needs to pop up. I have red mustard and the Kamatsuda mustard, more nasturtiums, more tatsoi planted. And then down here, I have a different chard and more nasturtiums. I have some calendula and bok choy, some purple bok choy, and some more fun stuff. So we will see if this netting lasts. So far it has worked in the storms because I have it tied, like it's tight at the bottom, so it's not flying off. It flew off when I didn't have it tight against the bottom. I'm worried about damage as it gets bigger like this, so I need to find something to brace the bottom away, but we'll see. Hopefully it's going to work. It should give me less caterpillar damage than without it. These are big 8-foot tree covers, so you could put them over a tree and tighten the bottom to keep squirrels and birds off of your fruit. So this is something that I thought I would try for the GreenStalks. I was kind of hoping that one would cover both, but it was going to be too close. And I didn't want to do that. So these also spin, and I can unzip where I need to. And that's the garden tour. So that's what we're looking at, like what's planted. I am super excited about this year. It takes me a little bit to water. My hair's already dry from this tour. So I hopefully this grows big and we get great amounts of food from here. Just for some numbers, there are 234 pockets that I have planted out in the GreenStalk. So whether I have seeds in them or I have plants already in them, 234 planters in this little section. That means majority of those are food. I have this 30 that is not food. Other than that, everything else is edible. Even some of these flowers are kind of edible or can be used for a craft. So there's tons of good stuff in here, in a very small footprint. I'm really liking the new accessories to help. So I'm super excited about that. The in-ground bed, hopefully is going to be less weedy, less covered in mint. We put cardboard down, and I had emptied the soil from the old green stalks and dumped it over there to create a new cover, and then I put straw down and planted everything. We have the same 12 big planters out here. Well, we actually had 9 before, but we got those 3 from my friend, and so we're added those in, and I'm super excited to see how this grows. This should be a great gardening season. Even if I have fails, it's going to be a great gardening season. We're experimenting, we're having fun, and I can come right out my back door from my kitchen and grab food. So I love it. Grow where you are. I hope you stay tuned and watch this growing season.